Good morning, everyone, and welcome. There we go, reconnect again, to a Monday morning of the Moose Minute Project in a very foggy Boscobel, Wisconsin. Just sitting outside of work, and got to thinking. And I listened to a couple podcasts this weekend and had a great time with my sister-in-law this weekend, and she is a very special person. Truly appreciate when she's around. She makes me laugh. It's very funny. Yeah. So, also an update before I get to the Moose Minute Project. Also an update. I am down to one team for December 7th. Saturday, December 7th. I have one spot open for Marcy's Strikeout Alzheimer's tournament, the 4-person Baker tournament. I have one spot open. So if you have a team and you want to get in, $8.25 is for handicap. So all 4 of you have to average 206 or less to get in, or however you need to do that. But $8.25 is the magic number when you add up all your averages. So with that said, have one team left and one team spot open. I think I'm up to 38 sponsors of prizes and that kind of stuff. I got some great stuff for silent auction and going to have some great Chinese raffle stuff as well. So can't wait for that. And I'm looking forward to that event. So with that said, thank you for that. So on to the Moose Minute Project. Personal evolution. And I knew if I used the evolution part, people might think whatever they want to think. It's religious, whatever. No, this is not what I'm talking about. Personal evolution is what I'm talking about is who are you wanting yourself to evolve into? Are you wanting to become better personally as a human being, as a owner, as a boss, as a manager, as a friend or a husband or a wife? Are you trying to do that? Do you have to clear, and I feel you have to clear a bunch of clutter out of the way in order to do that. I think it's funny, we've moved a few times and every time we go, good gosh, we got a lot of stuff. And yep. And every time we move, we still have a lot of stuff. And I think sometimes we just need to clear that stuff. But it's hard because there's personal connections to a lot of that stuff, whether it's stuff we started to collect or whether it's from grandparents, great-grandparents, things that we look at and go, oh, they're sentimental there and they're sentimental here. And it's hard. It's very, very hard to move that stuff and clear the path. Just kind of like it is very, very hard to personally clear, I guess I look at now North Carolina, and by the way, prayers to North Carolina, prayers to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, that kind of area, that if geography, it's awful. I looked at what they had going on, and that's a whole nother Moose Minute project, but but if you look at that river flow, think about it yourself. How many trees, how many boulders, how many rocks are all in your way of personal things? Whether it's your self-esteem, whether it's how you feel about you personally, your weight, what your success was with the job world, all these things get thrown into your river. And as things build, the water either picks up in those spots or it gets hung up in that spot. So where you want to become gets hung up in those obstacles. And all of a sudden it becomes, if you look at it as a tire or whatever else, it gets hung up there. And the water then builds up and builds up. And pretty soon it'll either explode or it'll tear a whole lot of things down. So how can you clear those out? And I think you got to start looking at what you really want and who you're hanging out with and who you're listening to. So right now we're in political warfare is all I can think of. It's so obvious that each side is so dug into who's right, who's wrong, calling names, I mean, the lying portion is astronomical, and then what they're talking about has zero things to do with how it's going to help us. And I'm saying the middle class. I'm not talking about, and maybe I have a different version of the middle class, but, I feel middle class as a married couple anymore is, probably 125, 150 is what in gross income puts you into the middle class anymore. I mean, that number used to be astronomical. As far as middle class goes, it was the ordinary middle class. Are you making, and maybe I'm off there, maybe it's 120,000, 60,000 per person. I don't know. People can fill me in on that later. I know making that kind of money, things are still tight. Things are still hard to get, and you can tell me all you want that it's the Democrats' fault. It's not. Part of it is my fault. Part of it is that I drive nice things. I own a nice home. So some of that is my own fault. But there's also tax plans that we have to follow with. And those I know who signed, and I know who we're dealing with there. So how do I get over those feelings, and how do I evolve into a better person? Doing research, doing podcasts, doing mental work, doing those kind of things to try to help me along and trying to do the best I can at work. So, and be the best friend or be the best person I can be to those that need help or reach out. That's how I can do it. I don't have the extra funds to walk around and hand somebody. I wish I did, to where I could hand somebody some money and just say, hey, here's where it is. I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through. I would love to be able to do that. We watch our own family members struggle, such as our kids, and it's very, very hard. But in a way, they've had it better than we did because we help them out when we can. So how are you going to evolve into the person you want to be? Does that mean you have to make a commitment to the gym? Does that mean you need to make a commitment to time to do yoga or to read or listen to an audiobook? I mean, back when everybody was talking about you need to read books and you need to read books, there was no such thing as a lot of this. There were no audiobooks. There was no way to get involved in groups. And that's another avenue. Get involved in a support group that has similar goals, similar needs. I'm very fortunate. I belong to a couple of stroke support groups. The one I really would need to be more part of, and it seems that I'm always busy to get to. And it's hard because it's 60 miles. It's in Madison and it's only once a month. But it's vital to be part of something like that. So if you're struggling with weight loss or weight in general, find a group or find a friend that'll hold you accountable. But it has to be a very good friend, because if they're going to hold you accountable, you cannot be pissed off or mad at them, because that's what you're asking them to do. And if they're very good friends, they will. And you will understand that they're coming with your best interest. If it's to become a better manager, can you reach out to other managers? Do you stop at other stores and see how they are ran? If it's to become a better salesperson, do you look at the number one guy in your store and you go, wow, I get it, or number one girl? I mean, do you look at what they're doing? Do you see that, oh, they keep notes doing this, or they do this? And if you ignore what they're doing, then you're really not trying to evolve, and you're just set in your way. Then you're not trying to evolve. You go, well, Chris, I'm in my late whatever. That doesn't matter. Until the day you retire, or until the day you permanently retire, give everything you've got to become a better person, a better being overall. And do you wake up every morning going, I can't wait to get on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's some group that is derogatory or whatever it may be to human beings in general? Do you look forward to posting that kind of stuff? That's probably holding you back as well. And it's probably holding you back from a better life in general. And it's also going to hold you out of the way of a whole bunch of people that are going to say a bunch of negative things towards you. So make sure you evolve into the person you are proud of, that you can stand up to your beliefs, that you can be honest of the people that you support. If you have to bash the other person, the product you have, and this is from my mom. It has been from my mom since I was probably 12, 13 years old. She'd always get pissed off about TV show, commercials or anything where they're bashing a product. And she says, if you have to bash the product, the other product that you're against, if you have to bash it, your product ain't worth a shit either. So I look back at that at a lot of things. So you won't see me on here, doing anything other than trying to point out the obvious. And it's not bashing if I can prove that it's the truth. Bashing is when all you say is, that person's a liar. Well, tell me that your person's not a liar, and show me all the evidence that the person you support or product that you support is not worse. Okay? So if you have to bash the competition, what you're bringing to the table is not much better, and it's probably worse. If you cannot prove to me that I should go that way, so whether it's Dawn dish soap or Ivory dish soap or generic dish soap, you know what I mean, or laundry detergents or softener, whatever. If that's what you have to do to make yours look better, yours probably isn't any better either. So as a small company or a small business in town, or a salesperson for that, a car dealership or whatever in town, if you're bashing the other products, your products aren't any better. And, we're a Chevy family, always have been, always will be. And yet we make jokes. My dad will make jokes about the other manufacturer. That's what I'm talking about. Is not, found on road dead, whatever you want to call them. Those are, it's if I came to you and told you that you, for driving A1, is pathetic. That's what I'm talking about. But if I'm sitting on this side of the fence as a salesperson and you're looking for a Chevy, I am not going to sit there and bash the other brands. To me, they're a very similar group. They're all very built the same now. They all have recalls on them. They all have, the more electronics we throw at these things, the more issues we're going to have. These aren't the old 70s versions with a choke lever still or anything like that, or, you know, automatic with roll down windows or anything to go wrong, or they didn't tell you when they were crossing the lane or when you got too close. I think the more we throw at that stuff, the more issues we're going to have as well. Just because it's an electrical component, you can't guarantee anything. So, as we evolve, there's going to be things that evolve as well. And you can have your feelings, but if you get all worked up and you start cussing and swearing and degrading people for it, that's the problem. You need to respect everybody. Treat those like you want to be treated. You know, I learned a lot from my mom, and there was a lot of things there. And treat those like you want to be treated. And if you want to cuss and swear or do all that for what somebody's doing, be ready to be treated the same. And that's just where it's at. So, with that said, that's the Moose Minute for a Monday morning, and it's not just a minute. I get on my tangents and I get on my rolling here. But I hope it's good stuff people get something out of. But evolve into the person you want to be. If you want to be the #1 restaurant around, if you want to do that, work with your staff, work with the community, and make it happen. But you cannot be, in my mind, sitting around bashing the other businesses in town. They all need to work together. If you bring your own special stuff, that's awesome. And you just need other people to support you as well, which means when you're out in the community and things, people see how you act, and what you do for the community plays a big role. So have a great day with that as well. But evolve, make a list of what you want to do, but evolve into the person you want to be by getting the support around you to become that person. You know, I've been in the management world of power sports for over 20 years, and it was probably one of the best things for me to walk away. 2 years ago, I walked away. I couldn't handle the stresses of it anymore. People were becoming less forgiving. People were becoming more nitpicky. People would not talk to you about their issues. Instead, they went to the internet and blasted you for everything. And your good, solid customers don't think about leaving a review for your company. So ask them for it. And they go, oh, you need those. You need those positive, and don't feel ashamed to post them on your website. I think there's a lot of times people go, oh, I don't want to be one of those dealers that looks like I'm, prideful, and no, you need to be that person. You need to, especially these days in this kind of environment. I don't care who you vote for, either side, hanging a political sign in your window of your restaurant or your business is not smart. I don't care who you vote for, right or left. Political has it'd be just like hanging a cross or whatever it may be, or a big fish in your window. That stuff doesn't belong there. It doesn't belong in the front of your business. And if you want to say, well, screw those people, if they don't like that guy running and I'm wearing his hat and shirt and you got stickers all over your don't be surprised when you lose half of your customers. Don't be surprised, because that's what's going to happen. And it's not because people are there's just a lot of people that don't want to get involved in the political portion of it. So evolve into a human being and business owner, manager that is welcoming to all in order to make sure your company grows. And that's where we're at today. So that's the Moose Minute Project. Evolve into the person you want to be, whether it's to lose weight, better owner, better businessman, better boss, better manager. Yeah, fire it up. And if you've got business ideas that you think will help your business, find those around you that will support you and try to make the company do the same. And again, also, hire fast, fire faster. Bad employees can hurt your company just as bad. So make sure that you have that in your pocket as well. But have those honest conversations with your employees. Yep, and you can have a meeting with both, negative and positive. But it's all about evolving your work staff and everybody into better people and better understandings. So, hope you all have a great Monday. Like I said, it's pea soup here in Boscobel today. It is thick. I think the sun's trying to burn some of it off. But have a great day. Truly appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches. So I really appreciate it. And if you would like to go to YouTube and hit follow for me, that would be great. Not asking, it's all free. Becoming either, follow this or like this page. But if you go to YouTube as well, all my old videos are there. I think I'm almost to 90 some videos now that I've done since I've started this. In memory now of my mom. I started in honor of her at first. It is in memory of Mom now. And also because I'm a stroke survivor, it just helps me clear some of the upstairs and helps me keep focused on what I want to do. So have a great day. I wish you all the best. And as always, if you can bless somebody today, take the time to do it. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with another edition of the Moose Minute Project.